at present. So I am from the team of Missionized Land with Integrity. So in this video analysis or editor analysis, we will be discussing about doing no justice to a vision of democracy. So when it comes the word of democracy, we always refers to only one person who is the democratic governed written person, democratic governed written person. That is all about our constitution, right? So constitution is the foundational block, or we can say the block of foundation for a democracy. Sorry for that. So democracy just meant by for the people, by the people, to the people, or we can say that democracy, right? Democracy, the word why I am repeatedly saying. So the word has that much strongness, that word has that much power, that it governs something, it governs the total nation. So that is what here it has been written about the views, about the work, as well as the day when the person has been written the constitution. The we can say that the ideas, the ideologies, the activities, even I can say that. So those all things are nearly important. We can say that partially, we cannot say it is fully important, partially important. In the in meantime, I can say that why the views are not being electorally diminishing day by day. Why that? Because the demand increases, supply increases, the demand of employment increases, right? The demand of employment, when it goes to increase, so when the supply chain get decreases, definitely the demand get increases, right? So in the field of employment eligibility, we can say that in the field of education, in the sector of education, we can even say that. So these all things are prior important when we discuss about our constitution, about giving relaxation to different caste based system, we can say that. So that's the main reason behind why he has been not been notified in different areas of India. Maybe his governance, maybe the way he has written the constitution is very crucial part, which usually takes a year, which usually takes more than a year, more than 2 years. I can even imagine writing a person for 2 years about a country's governance or a country's democratic. So in reference to that, what the views he has to the nation, what the view he has, which usually which doesn't have been propagated fruitfully in history nature, whether it is going to happen now or not, it becomes a question mark, right? So that's the reason why here it has been written the existing economic system. That's the reason why I have already said about demand and supply, right? So the existing economic system pursued by a political party is antagonist to the model envisioned by B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so that is what here it has been written about the demand supply of how the visions are been diminishing day by day, which has been propagated by, or which has been formulated, we can say that, which has been passed by B.R. Ambedkar in the late centuries, so in the late years, right? So point usually says as those all things is celebration needs substance, adhering to the principles Ambedkar visions. So these three points, which usually gives an idea regarding how actually the governance which usually took place in the of wage, in the form of wage workers, in the form of employability, in the form of DPSP, direct to principle of principles, we can say that DPS, direct to principle of state policy, DPSP. So then after about the crucial years which has been there for late centuries, we can late years, 20 years back or 30 years back or 40 years back. So those all things are been illustrated here, displayed here, to celebrate, to make an note, to make a rollback about the views and visionaries of B.R. Ambedkar. So let me begin the session for you all. I hope you will definitely enjoy the session, celebrating in different forms from the British period itself, I can say that. So Uttar Pradesh government celebrate this day as Day of Social Harmony. Tamil has declared the Day of Unity. At the same time, attempts to begin Ambedkar parties, organization, and individual for various ideological perspectives. Means the birth anniversary of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is been celebrated in different names. In different names, I can say that Unity Day, I can say that Harmony Day, Social Welfare Day. So those all things have been state level policy. We can say the state level rule made a protocol, made an environment that this day will be celebrated, right? So as like in as I'm in Odisha, I have many days. I usually observe the day in the name of the former Chief Minister of Odisha, Biju Patnaik ji. So yes, it may not be celebrated in whole over the country, but each and every state has different policy. Each and every state has their MOUs, right? So those MOUs they are abided with and they are adhere to follow that. So yeah, that's important, that's crucial when usually we discuss about state level policy and how actually it usually impacts the things which is being written or displayed here. So yeah, let me have a clear point regarding celebration needs substance. So celebration needs substance, that is all about how the ruling party observes what their ideas is, whether it should be state level or central level, whether the central should have to give an idea of this day that it should be observed as an Ambedkar day or it should be a holiday, right? So a holiday doesn't impact, but yeah, holiday impacts a lot. Holiday impacts a lot in the form of economy, I can even say that. But the name should be written right. The name has a lot of greatness, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, even in not only in our nation, but also in the abroad too. They usually observe this day, right? In the name of different in the different names, right? As I have said, Unity Day, Harmony Day, or Social Welfare Day. So celebration needs substance. That is all about how actually Ambedkar's zeals of observing the things which have been going on in the late centuries and keeping view of different nations' policies, protocols, regulations, extracting their constitutional parts and merging in our Indian constitution. Yes, that's very crucial, that's very important, right? Unless and until you do not know any idea regarding that how actually it govern, then it is even more difficult for a person, right? The longest constitution is all about Indian constitution, we can say that, right? So yeah, that is we can say that here it has been written the process of construct, yeah, let me note that the process of massive constitutionalization and informationalization casualty of laborers since 1990s has not only witnessed the economic inequality between employer and employees, but also between high paid permanent employee on the other hand and low paid regular contractual and temporary employee on the other. So okay, contract workers have increased from 15.5% 2000 to 2001 to 27.9% 2015-16. So in the states of Odisha, Bihar, Uttarakhand, a majority of manufacturer workforce in contractual despite of prohibition of under the contract labor, we can say that regulation and abolition act. So struggle, we can say that. So how actually the workers and what their monthly payment is. So here all about here the written about those all things or those all stuffs according to the 15,000 50,000, or we can say it may be less than 10,000 a month, right? So protocols, regulation and rules which usually governs, okay, laws that usually governs principles, okay, so those all written in the constitution, we have to follow that. Not only the rule of act, but every rule has its own rights and has its own impacts functionalities, right? So the reason why here it has been written about adhering the principle. So Ambedkar vision, what it's important, right? what's the actual vision of Ambedkar? It is imperative to understand the main reason behind Ambedkar's active interest in economy and labor right. First, he strongly argued for simultaneous addressing sustain question of political, social, economy, the democracy, because they are entwined with each other in that leaving out on the geo paradise the process. Okay, made it. He was as much a believer in economic justice as in social justice. This becomes clear when we go through this state and minority. This document not only contained a safeguard. So yeah, that is important. That is crucial when we discuss about the political, social, and economic rights. Political, social, economic rights are main perspective and are about labor. So labor just meant by how actually your work is, how actually you govern the work. So when we discuss about the point which has been visionized by the labor, as we can say that the concession of HTSC communities. So yeah, that is important because that is also important. That is in other perspective. It is day by day. It is making a changes. They are making the changes. Not be going to discuss all these things, but labor right is just meant by like that actually how actually the deliberation, we can say that the deliberation in the form of employability usually governs. Okay, so I hope you have got an idea regarding doing no justice, vision of democracy, and the views of Dr. Ambedkar ji. So I hope you have got an idea regarding. So let me end the video here itself. So thanks a lot for watching the video. So I hope there are no likes, you can say that no shares at all. So if you are new to this video, I can say that like, share, and subscribe the channel. So I hope you will definitely do that. But yeah, it looks boring, but still we have to do that because it makes something great in our resume too, when it looks like yeah, this person is become an IPS officer. So let me end the video here itself. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining the session.